Grocery stores in America in the 1970s were regional institutions. They were the stores where your family shopped, where your mother clipped coupons, and where you worked your first job bagging groceries. These weren't just places to buy food. They were community fixtures with loyal customers who shopped there for decades. The 1970s were a time when the grocery industry was still diverse. Regional chains dominated their markets. Shopping meant choosing between multiple stores, each with its own character, its own specialties, and its own loyal following. Then, consolidation happened. The big chains bought the small ones. Walmart expanded. Regional identity disappeared as everything became national. Let's walk through 13 grocery store chains that defined shopping in America in the 1970s and that vanished completely. Let's step into that world. A&P, the Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, was once the dominant grocery chain in America. In the 1970s, A&P had thousands of stores across the country. The red and white logo was everywhere. The stores were medium-sized, well-stocked, and reliable. A&P had been around since 1859, and it survived the Depression and 2 world wars. By the 1970s, the chain was struggling to modernize. The stores felt dated compared to newer competitors. But loyal customers kept shopping there out of habit. The chain tried to rebrand with WEO, which stood for Where Economy Originates, in the 1970s, but it failed. A&P never recovered. The company filed for bankruptcy multiple times. The last stores closed in 2015. Grand Union was a Northeast grocery chain with hundreds of stores across New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New England. Grand Union was where middle-class families did their weekly shopping. The stores were clean, well-organized, and had good meat departments. The prices were competitive. The trading stamp program rewarded loyal customers. Grand Union felt solid and dependable. But the chain overextended in the 1980s, acquiring stores it could not manage. Debt piled up. Grand Union filed for bankruptcy in 1998, emerged briefly, then filed again in 2000. Most stores closed by 2001. Food Fair was a major mid-Atlantic chain known for its large stores and wide selection. The chain pioneered the supermarket format, everything under one roof, self-service, shopping carts. In the 1970s, Food Fair had hundreds of stores and seemed successful. But behind the scenes, the company was struggling. Competition was fierce. The chain tried rebranding as Pantry Pride in the late 1970s, but it didn't help. Food Fair filed for bankruptcy in 1978. Most stores closed or were sold to competitors. The chain that had helped invent the modern supermarket couldn't survive in the market it created. Penn Fruit was a Philadelphia institution. The stores were spread throughout the Delaware Valley, with loyal customers who would not shop anywhere else. Penn Fruit was known for quality produce, good meat, and excellent service. The chain struggled with union issues and competition in the 1970s. Strikes disrupted operations. Customers went to competitors and did not come back. Penn Fruit filed for bankruptcy in 1975 and closed all stores in 1978. The sudden closure shocked Philadelphia. The Penn Fruit building sat empty for years, reminders of what used to be there. Mayfair Markets dominated Southern California in the 1960s and the 1970s. The stores were upscale, clean, and well-stocked. Mayfair was where you shopped if you wanted quality. The produce was fresh, the meat was premium, and the service was attentive. The chain had about 100 stores at its peak. Distinctive Mayfair signage was seen throughout Southern California. Shopping there meant you had arrived. It was not a discount store, it was a quality establishment. But the upscale positioning became a liability when grocery competition intensified. Customers shifted to cheaper alternatives. The chain was sold in the 1980s. Most stores were converted to other brands. Hinky Dinky was a Nebraska and Iowa grocery chain with possibly the worst name in retail history. Despite the ridiculous name, the stores were solid and popular with Midwest customers. The chain had dozens of stores throughout the region. The name came from a 1920s song, but by the 1970s it just seemed dated and odd. The stores themselves were fine, standard supermarkets with competitive prices and a decent selection. The chain was sold to Fleming companies in the 1980s. Most Hinky Dinky stores were rebranded as other chains. The name disappeared, though old-timers in Nebraska still remember shopping there. Alphabeta was a California grocery chain that pioneered alphabetical aisle organization, hence the name. In the 1970s, Alphabeta had stores throughout California and the Southwest. The stores were modern, efficient, and well-organized. The alphabetical system made shopping faster. You knew exactly which aisle had what products. The innovation gave Alphabeta an edge over competitors. But the chain struggled financially in the 1980s. Most stores were converted to other brands. The last Alphabeta stores closed in 1995. The innovative chain that had revolutionized store organization disappeared. Acme Markets dominated the Philadelphia and Baltimore areas in the 1970s. The stores were everywhere, neighborhood fixtures with loyal customers. The distinctive Acme logo was part of the landscape. Acme survived longer than most regional chains, adapting to changing markets. Consolidation reduced its footprint. American stores acquired Acme, and then Albertsons acquired American stores. The Acme that exists today is a shadow of the 1970s chain. The regional dominance is gone. The stores that remain are just another corporate chain. Jubilee Foods was a southern grocery chain known for low prices and no-frills shopping. The stores were basic: concrete floors, metal shelving, and minimal decor. Working-class families appreciated the low cost and straightforward approach. Jubilee competed on price, not atmosphere. People went there to save money, not for ambiance. The stores stocked basics and ran frequent sales. But the extreme discount model could not compete with larger chains that had better buying power. Walmart's expansion put pressure on chains like Jubilee. The stores closed in the 1980s. National Tea Company operated hundreds of stores in the Midwest and South. The stores used several names, including National, National Food Stores, and National Supermarkets. The chain was large and seemingly stable in the 1970s, but National overexpanded, acquiring stores in markets it could not serve effectively. The company struggled to maintain consistent quality across so many locations. National filed for bankruptcy in 1981. The stores were sold to various competitors. Some continued under new names, and others closed. The National Tea Company disappeared. Dominick's was a Chicago institution. The stores were throughout the Chicago area with fierce customer loyalty. Shopping at Dominick's was part of being a Chicagoan. The stores had good produce, excellent Italian delis, and strong community connections. Dominick's thrived for decades, expanding throughout the Chicago suburbs. But Safeway acquired Dominick's in 1998 and could not figure out how to run it profitably. Safeway closed all 72 Dominick's stores in 2013. The sudden closure shocked Chicago. Customers lost their neighborhood stores. A Chicago institution was erased. Jitney Jungle was a Mississippi grocery chain with an unfortunate name that nevertheless worked across the South. The stores were located in Mississippi and in neighboring states. Jitney Jungle became a regional favorite, with loyal customers who appreciated Southern hospitality and personal service. The name came from early 20th century slang. The stores succeeded through personal service and a strong community connection. Employees often knew customers by name. The chain struggled financially in the 1990s. Jitney Jungle filed for bankruptcy in 2000. Most stores were sold to competitors, and the last Jitney Jungle closed in 2000. Farmer Jack was a Detroit-area grocery chain owned by A&P. The stores were throughout Michigan and Ohio. The chain emphasized fresh produce and local products. The stores felt connected to local farms and suppliers. The chain was profitable for decades. But when A&P struggled nationally, Farmer Jack suffered. The parent company could not invest in maintaining the stores. A&P closed all Farmer Jack stores in 2007. The sudden closure devastated Detroit area communities. Neighborhoods lost their grocery stores. Farmer Jack's disappearance was another blow to Detroit's declining economy. These chains represented regional character and community connection. They were not generic corporate stores. They reflected their communities. Consolidation in American retail erased this diversity, replacing unique stores with national chains. For those who shopped at these stores, the memories of their neighborhood A&P, Grand Union, or Penn Fruit remain vivid reminders of what has been lost.